What we found out is that you will have a 7-to-1 return on those people, a 7-to-1 return, meaning for every 7 people that you know, you should be getting a transaction. We are going to get started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brad Baldwin. I'm a coach here at Icenhower Real Estate Coaching. Been working with you guys group for quite some time now, and we've been really taking this year on these weekly mastermind meetings to have everything start flowing together. And we've been talking a lot about the 4 legs of a chair as far as our lead generation pillars. We've also been talking a lot about the tools that we have, specifically our CRM, how to use that CRM, how to set the CRM up for success, to convert the leads that you have, and also to talk to your sphere of influence. Jen sent me your numbers today through Zillow, and they look really pretty good. We've got a pretty good conversion rate going on for the leads that are coming in. So it's not bad. We can always get better. There's always opportunity for growth. The main thing that you need to do to grow that is to do the things that we've talked about. When a lead comes in, if you can't get a hold of them, put them through the 2-week assault plan. Make sure that you got A, B, C, and D set up in your CRM so you know when to follow up with these leads. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, send me an email or go back and watch some of these past recordings. I've done a lot of things on that. So I don't want to jump into too much of that so we're not repeating ourselves. What I want to talk today about is the people that are in your A, B, C, D categories and your people in your sphere of influence category. What are the ways that we can use our CRM to constantly stay in contact with these people, to produce leads, to produce appointments, to produce sales? So I want to start out first by talking about the sphere of influence for a second. So if you've done what we've talked about, which is get all of your sphere of influence people called, and if you don't know what sphere of influence is, those are the people that know you, trust you, like you. It's the people that would walk into the store or a grocery store, or you walk into the gas station, or you might see them out at an event or something, and they would come up to you and they would say, hey Brad, what's going on? Oh, not much, Rick, how's it going? Those types of people. Or if you called them on the phone, they probably don't say hello, they probably say, hey, what's going on, Bruce? Those types of people belong into your sphere of influence, into your CRM, and we need to have 4 pieces of their contact information. And if we have 4 pieces of their contact information and they're in our CRM, and you put them on the 40 contact plan, which I'm going to talk about today, you should be getting a 7-to-1 return on those people. All right. So let's say that you have 300 people in your CRM. And you've had them in there for at least probably a year. You've had them on this 40 contact plan, and you've been working our program. What we found out is that you will have a 7-to-1 return on those people, a 7-to-1 return, meaning for every 7 people that you know, you should be getting a transaction. So if you know 300 people, that should give you 43 transactions a year. Now, with your average sales commission right around $7,000, that's about $301,000 in gross commission income just from the sphere of influence people by doing the things that I'm getting ready to show you. That's a pretty good amount of money. Now we couple that with all the online internet business that we're getting and putting them through our 2-week assault plan, putting them through our A, B, C, and D plan, following up with them, right? And we just take that 301 and we plus that for as how many deals that we close. So we've got a lot of different things in our world. Now, all of this is made whole, if you will, from running our CRM. And you guys have one of the best CRMs out there, right? So I want to jump into real quick and showing you what a 40 contact plan is, because a lot of people are like, 40 contact plan, that sounds like a lot of touches, a lot of contacts. Well, it's not all phone calls, right? So it's a mix. It's phone calls, it's social media contacts, it's emails, it's mailers, it's client events, it's pop buys. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but I am going to show you a couple of examples on what to do. So I'm going to share my screen here. Now, this is in our materials. We're in your materials on the Online Learning Center in the course called SOI, Building a Real Estate Agent Sphere of Influence, okay? So in module 3 of SOI, we have learned that this is where we talk about our SOI contact plan. And there's many ways to do it. I want to kind of go over some rules though, while you're picking out your plan, because some of our plans are built on maybe that we're too busy. All right. So we want to, if some people just send out 40 emails, well, that doesn't really work. Okay. Because they get busy and they're like, oh, I'll just put somebody on the automatic drip that my CRM comes with and just starts spitting out emails to people. And then they call me and they're like, Brad, your 40 contact plan is not working. Well, let me see your 40 contact plan. Well, I've got them on a drip system. Well, that just sounds odd, the drip system, right? And just think about that when you're thinking about communication with other people. About 12% of your emails will get opened, okay? So 12% of your emails will get opened and read, right? 73% of all phone calls go unanswered, okay? 99% of text messages get read, all right? And almost 90% of all mail pieces get seen, right? So those are just some stats. Now that doesn't mean, oh, Brad, 73% of all phone calls go unanswered, we should never call anybody. That's wrong. 25% of them actually do. Here's the other thing. The 73% that didn't answer, they saw your name, right? Now remember, these people have your name in their phone, right? These are our SOI contacts. They know your name. They saw your name. Same thing with emails. Hey, they're not opening my emails up. That's okay, right? They saw your name. Hey, they got my mailer. They threw it in the trash. Of course they threw it in the trash. They threw it in the trash with the coupons and everything else. But guess what? They saw your name. So when you're putting together your 40 contact plan, remember that it's quantity. It's not necessarily quality. Because I see people designing their postcards and spending almost a year doing that when you're better off just to send them anything. You can send them a recipe card. You can send them a just listed card. You can send them any card you want to. It doesn't really matter. We just want them to see your name. It's like, my name is Brad. I want to see email Brad, phone call Brad, social media post Brad, mail, postcards, Brad. I want them to see my name all the time. That puts them in top of mind, which will get that 7-to-1 return. You set this all up in your CRM, but here's some rules. No more than 26 of your touches on your 40 contact plan can be email, all right? Also, I am not going to say go out and spend money. If I always want you to lead with revenue. Do not just go out and get a credit card and run it up and start spitting out mail pieces just because I said so, right? We need to look at your expenses and 5% of your GCI. So if you say you made $10,000 last month, right? That means that you have $500 to spend on mailers, which would probably get you postcards probably for the first quarter, maybe the second quarter for your SOI. Also, your contact plan must at least have 2 phone calls, right? They might not answer. That's cool. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But I do want you to have at least 2 phone calls, okay, in your 40 contact plan. Let's go over some examples. Sample 1's pretty basic. This is an email bi-weekly, a bi-weekly email, right? Notice I didn't say 2 a month because, some months have 5 weeks, some months have 4 weeks. It's a bi-weekly email, right? 12 mailers and 2 phone calls. Now, the contents of those emails, we have that in your materials. We have a great newsletter system that has 12 newsletters by the month in there that you just have to custom template and do that. You probably have them also in your CRM. They could be auto email prospecting searches. They could be market reports. They could be video emails. Let's not get into the content of the email. I'm just saying that there's a lot of emails out there. Now, there's also a plan where I say giving to get, right? And giving to get means I'm going to give them stuff, or I'm going to be a little bit more creative. So maybe some of the high eyes in the behavioral disc assessment on this call, the giving to get might be better for you. And if you look at this, we got 18 emails, we got 12 mailers, where we're sending them a Happy New Year's card. Maybe we're sending them, coupons and flyers to their local, area home and garden patio show, discounts. Maybe we're sending them sports schedules. You can kind of see this, how this goes. And what you're doing is you're giving them something to get something. So you're just coming from contribution all the time, right? So you're giving them sports schedules, you're giving them coupons, you're partnering up with your HVAC guy, because I know that everybody on this call has done the who do you know vendor exercise and have partnered up with a HVAC contractor, and you call Bob the HVAC contractor, say, hey, listen, summer's coming, and I want to make sure that everybody's air conditioner is serviced for this upcoming month. If I send out a mailer to all my people in my sphere of influence, which is about 300 people, with a little discount code in there that says Bob Cools Virginia, right? Would you give them a 10% off and get their AC service? Bob will say absolutely 100%. And now you just sent out a coupon to all your people, something cool, something that like, hey, this is a good coupon, it's 10% getting my AC service. I should probably do this. Now you called Bob. They're going to call Bob, right? Bob's going to come out there and do it. Now you're scratching Bob's back like you're supposed to, right? Now you can call Bob up and say, hey, Bob, you're in houses all day, every day with 20 of your people. Somebody out there has got to be able to sell their home. Somebody out there has been talking about it. They're fixing their furnace, they're fixing their AC because they're selling their home. And the only thing I ask is, I'm going to do this. You're going to be my preferred HVAC contractor, just as long as you or anybody in your company, if they think about selling their home, make sure that I'm your realtor of choice, and you call me so I can call them, so they don't end up with a weak realtor at a weak moment. That's how that works.